Hey guys, welcome back. It's Kennedy. So today we are talking about hobbies. This video I'm going to show you guys a few hobbies that I've been integrating into my life as the new year has began, as well as some things that I want to try, and then just some ideas of different hobbies to try. I feel like we need to stimulate our lives outside of work and responsibilities. You know, sometimes when I think of hobbies, I'm like thinking of things that are making me more interesting as a person, and things to be like, oh yeah, like even just for yourself, not even to show anybody or anything, just saying like, oh yeah, I did that, and that's something you can say that you did, and that's the beautiful part. A lot of hobbies people may see outside of you and they're like, oh, you should sell this, and I'm like, we're stopping that this year, because no, you should be able to do things for your enjoyment. Right now, my number one hobby that I'm focusing on is watching movies. I want to be like a movie connoisseur. I want to kind of know and understand some of these classics that people bring up, or conversation pieces. So like movies I've always heard in passing and what I would consider classics. The number one movie on my list right now is Blue Velvet, and I did just watch it. And it's good to know, you know, because the song by Lana Del Rey, love the song, had no thought of it. And then there's Blue Velvet, the movie. And then right here I am showing you guys my letterbox. I just started a letterbox, which has been so fun. I never would have thought that this is something that I would do, but I've done it, and I'm so appreciative of it, because I think it's really cool kind of having a place to put all of your movies that you want to see, have seen, and kind of get some reviews and insights. So as you can see, me putting in some of my favorite movies. 7 Pounds is such a good movie to me. That's like one of my top 5 movies, and no one I know has watched it, and I just love that, because I'm like, that's so interesting to me, like movies that people haven't seen or you haven't seen, and you're just like, wow, I want to know more. So that is my number one hobby this year, is kind of becoming a movie connoisseur. And along those same lines is reading. I'm a huge reader. Let me show you guys what we've been reading. We're reading King of Greed and Finna by Nate Marshall, and these have been really good. I already read a book this month, but these are the other 2 that I'm reading, and then I'm hopeful to get Onyx Storm. If you know, you know, but that book did just come out, and I'm so excited to read it. The first year I started reading, I read 52 books. Last year I read 25 or 28, I cannot remember. And then this year the goal is to kind of venture into nonfiction a little bit more. But yeah, there's some really interesting books out there, and if you don't have a Goodreads account, I definitely recommend it, especially if you are thinking about getting into reading. It encouraged me, because I kind of have an app where I could track the books I've read and the books I want to read, instead of just like thinking like, oh, this sounds good, and then never doing it. These things are kind of along the same lines. That's a big goal of mine this year, is just to become more well-rounded as far as information I know, as in wanting to know more about movies, books, culture, politics, everything, and kind of having information to back that up. So honestly, learning has become a huge hobby of mine. I feel like a hobby should be something you can easily integrate into your life more than once, not really just trying something out, unless that is your hobby, is to try out different things, you know what I mean? But like, these are kind of like daily things you can kind of do throughout time, so that you can consider it a hobby. Hobby that I love, absolutely adore, is being a scent connoisseur. I've been on Fragrantica all day, looking at the notes and scents, and just kind of the palettes, and seeing what I would or wouldn't like and what pairs well. I spend a pretty good majority of my time doing that. I'm not gonna even lie, like that is definitely a huge hobby of mine. Yeah, just like having scents, and like girl, what does that even smell like? Well, let me tell you, there's just so much to know about like fragrances and scents, and it really intrigues me, so I would consider that one of my hobbies. A super fun hobby is doing flower arrangements. This is an arrangement that I did for my sister for her birthday, using faux flowers, because they last forever, versus fresh flowers, which is also very beautiful and fun to make arrangements with. Making flower arrangements is something that's just so easy to kind of keep up with, and I feel like that's the biggest thing with hobbies, is kind of wanting to keep up with these things. If you are new here, hi, I do art and stuff like that, and that brings me to my next hobby, which is like painting, crafting, and doing some art. I'm going to show you guys things that I've created just for myself that have nothing to do with anything, and those are the pieces that I consider my hobby art, if that makes sense. One of my favorite things is that like I just hang up anything that I make on my walls, even like whether I like it or not, because it's made by me, you know what I mean? This is a super old picture, but basically it has Polaroids of me because I love myself, and then I have like kiss marks, and then I drew eyeballs and stuff in it, like period, you know what I mean? Like art is meant for you, art is meant to be shared, and it's all of the above, you know? So that's one of my favorite hobbies, is creating art, creating things that I want to see. Now, one may call this weird, but I don't. So I had got some clay and I made a little couch with a snake on it, and then I had this tiny canvas and a piece of denim, and I just made this, and it just sits on my shelf. It just sits on my shelf, and I can put a ring on it if I see like I want to. Like, girl, it's literally nothing, and I love it. It's one of my favorite pieces of art that I've made because it has no attachment. It's just a thing, an animate object that I've made out of literal pureness and fun. Another super fun hobby that I want to start getting into that I haven't necessarily started is junk journaling. I feel like it's so fun and kind of mindless behavior, no pun intended, putting all of your memories, things, junk, anything together, and you're just making this page that is for you. So now I'm just gonna do a speed round of some things that I consider hobbies that I do want to try, have tried, and kind of haven't stuck, and so forth. Collecting things is a hobby that I somewhat have. I like to collect lighters. I just think they're cool. They always look cool, and I'm like, wow, look at that lighter. Now I'm just gonna read off of a list I found on Pinterest of some hobbies because they're very valid. Number 1, yoga or Pilates, period. I'm a huge gym girly, so the gym I would 100% consider my hobby. Yeah, gardening, photography, making your own coffees, kind of like you're running your own coffee shop, kind of perfecting making drinks, whether it be alcoholic, non-alcoholic, lattes, coffees, matchas. So fun, just kind of, you're literally stimulating your life by trying to take that extra milestone, that extra step of trying something new. Journaling or blogging, DIY projects, home decor, crafts, same lines. Traveling is such a fun hobby. You can micro travel, going to a city near you, or even going out the country. It doesn't have to be huge, but if it's something that you want to do, I say go for it. You literally only have one life. What is stopping you, you know? Meditation, finding some peace, maybe even tapping into your spirituality, religion. That's not necessarily a hobby if you're thinking about it as a higher purpose, but maybe it could be initiated as a hobby. You get what I'm saying? Volunteering, you can find something that you're very passionate about when it comes to helping someone, serving your community, and I just think that's so rewarding. There's knitting, sewing, crocheting, playing instruments, learning new languages, playing new games like chess. I've always wanted to learn how to play chess. I don't know if that's on my bingo card for this year, but it could be. Sudoku, I love Sudoku. You know, just those little games in passing. And as a hobbyist and a person who likes to try things, nothing is not up for grabs. Like, go for it. You can do tennis, songwriting, book writing, embroidery, soap making, calligraphy, candle making, pottery, learning sign language, learning different ways to communicate with people, whether it be through art, music, or language. And there's just so many things in this world. Thank you guys for being here and like hearing me talk about hobbies. Try out some hobbies with me. Let me know if there's anything that you've tried that you absolutely love, or that you're like, oh, everyone should try this. Like, definitely leave a comment down. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later. Thank you.